All right, folks, today, August 31st, 2025, is actually my wedding anniversary. So it's going to be an abbreviated Amiga news section, but fear not, there is still plenty of great news to enjoy for this exciting week in the Amiga community. Let's freaking go.
Amiga News with Amiga Bill.
Did you ever see the movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? It's one of my favorites. QT, Quentin Tarantino, I love him. And when I think about the movie, I think about flamethrowers. Oh man. Oh wait, yeah. There's so much good stuff in that movie. But I think about flamethrowers when I think about Quentin Tarantino. And in the Amiga news section, I would say the lead story this week is about the flamethrower. The PiStorm flamethrower has been teased. PiStorm has taken over the Amiga community. I want a PiStorm 32 like really badly. They look super rad. You know, you can take a Raspberry Pi 3, put it into your Amiga 1200 and just supercharge it. It's like one of the most inexpensive ways to get an accelerated Amiga, as well as RTG graphics. The problem is when you use the HDMI out of the PiStorm, it's kind of like when you have a real RTGB card. You know, as soon as you switch over to a game that's got use the regular Amiga RGB, you got to switch over to the Amiga RGB out. So you kind of need two monitors essentially. So until now, the PiStorm flamethrower has been teased. This will allow you to have Amiga RGB over HDMI in OCS ECS mode. It's for the PiStorm only, and it integrates seamlessly with RTG on the Pi HDMI with EMU68. Currently, you can't play games over the HDMI. It only works with Workbench, you know, in RTG mode. But this will change that. So this is super exciting for PiStorm users. Right now, as soon as the game loads, it flicks over to RGB or the original monitor. So you need two screens. This was given to me a heads up by Neil from Indie Retro News. It's not on Indie Retro News, but Neil gave me the heads up about this, and it's really great. I know lots of folks love their PiStorms, and the flamethrower. The FrameThrower is gonna be awesome, and it was teased over here on the X by Claude Schwartz. So there he is. There's Indie Retro News getting all fired up over there on the Twitter X. He's getting all fired up. This is my 23rd wedding anniversary. 23 years ago today. Craziness, right? So anyway, the PiStorm FrameThrower teased by Claude. This could put me over the edge to get a PiStorm. I'd probably get one anyway, to be fair. But if I did get a PiStorm, this is a no-brainer of an upgrade. It's kind of like it reminds me a little bit of the RGB to HDMI by Linux Jedi. But right now, this is just for the PiStorm. And for now, it's only OCS ECS revision 1. But this is a big step in the right direction. I'm gonna drop a link to the Twitter X announcement in the chat for you all. And I know, look at that, I know Indie Retro News is fired up. He can't wait, he loves his PiStorm. What's up, Wireroller Retro? Great to see you. Baltoth, yo, what is up, Baltoth? Now, this was huge news, folks. OutRun AGA came out for the Amiga about a month ago. It's by Reassembler. It's the OutRun that we always wanted, because we know the OutRun that we got was disappointing, to be fair. You know, that one ran on an Amiga 500 OCS, so they were working with some severe limitations. But regardless, it wasn't as good as the arcade. Some of the Amiga games are like just as good as the arcade. OutRun wasn't, but Reassembler has now made OutRun AGA. It freaking rocks, and there is an update. He just updated it for more powerful Amigas. So OutRun Amiga Edition, a vastly superior version of a classic racer, has arrived and has been updated as well. Let's head over to Indie Retro News. I'll be sure, thank you for gifting a sub to Indie Retro News. Indie Retro News watching Amiga Bill ad-free. I'm not gonna go through the older article. I wanna see what the updates are, and we're gonna play the game in a little while. We're gonna play the update. As I was just about to go to bed, it's near midnight, Saberman gave me the heads up through Facebook that Reassembler has recently released a new version of the game for you to download and try on your Amiga. This update not only has a number of changes and performance improvements, but was released alongside an announcement that OutRun Amiga Edition had hit an impressive 4,000 downloads since its release. That shows you how popular this game is and how strong the Amiga community is. There are 4,000 downloads. Woo! Well, now if you've got one of these awesome accelerator cards like the Terrible Fire 1230, Blizzard 1230, Terrible Fire, CD32, 030, the default Commodore 040 card, Cyberstorm, dude, PiStorm 32, Vampire, you can enjoy this new version. Here's the changelog. It's a separate 68040 CPU build. It provides specific optimizations for 040 and above CPUs. It may run faster than the 030 build on these systems. Remember, the 030 build didn't really get me the higher frame rate, so we'll test it out in a little while when we run the game. Support for the CD32 Akiko custom chip. Support for one-button joysticks. Neil's not a fan of the one-button joysticks, but now, hey, if you've only got one button, you want to play with your OG joystick, now it's got one-button joystick support. There's a config file you can edit and set to default settings. That's cool. Performance improvements. I spent a ridiculous amount of time squeezing extra performance out of the engine for those of us using an 030 processor. After many days of optimization, these gains are marginal at best. That said, certain parts of the game do run a little faster now. Don't expect any miracles on a minimum spec system. The real bottleneck is the sheer amount of data being processed per frame rather than a glaring flaw in the code. He also did other minor fixes. I will drop a link to the Indie Retro News article. And while we're here, let's check out Saberman's video. I see you there in the chat, my man Saberman. Just to give you a taste, let's just get a taste of how good this is. We're gonna play the game as soon as the news section is over. What's up, Amiga Cammy? Great to see you. Amiga Mark says one-button joystick should have ended with 8-bit computers. To be fair, I thought that was Indie Retro News talking. I think that was the reassembler talking. But yeah, dude, frame per second, time is easy. 25. I think we kicked it up to 30 frames last time, and it didn't work so well. So I want to check out this new build, see how the new build does with the higher frame rate. Saberman, we got so many cool songs that you could play. Let's check out some of the how rad is that? It's so good, right, folks? We're gonna play it in a few minutes right here on the stream. What's up, Amiga Malta? Yo, Amiga Malta, thanks for always sharing my stuff. I really appreciate it. That's smooth. Saberman, I don't know what you were running the game on, but it's smooth. That's butter right there. That's butter, Saberman. That is running nice and smooth. I totally dig it. That is super, super rad. So if you got yourself an Amiga or an Amiga emulator and you want to play a great version of OutRun Reassembler, just keeps improving on it. I can't wait to try this out. Yeah, dude, it's amazing, right? Now this was interesting. I saw this over on AmigaNews.de. Now I started the stream last week with this incredible demo, the No CPU Challenge demo. It's crazy. This demo is absolutely fantastic, and it doesn't use a CPU. But the idea behind it is to kick off a No CPU Challenge. So at this year's Evoke demo party, the demo No CPU Challenge by Demo Stute All-Stars took first place in the alternative platforms category, as AmigaNews.de reported, and also served as an invitation to a programming challenge, the creation of demos that run entirely on Amiga custom chips without a CPU. So I saw that on AmigaNews.de. But here, let's go directly to the GitHub. I'll give you guys both links. But here's a direct link to the challenge. This is an open challenge to create demos that run entirely on the Amiga custom chips without involving the CPU. This repository contains the rules of the challenge and a runner application for launching no CPU demos. This is intended as a standard specification of the no CPU platform for demo competitions. There will be a dedicated no CPU Amiga demo competition at GERP 2026, which takes place January 23rd to 25th, 2026. In addition, this is an ongoing challenge, an invitation to explore a different kind of demo platform. I love it. This is a really cool idea. It's freaking awesome. The invite demo was released at Evoke 2025. Again, I opened the stream with it last week. It was amazing. It's pretty crazy. Whether you release a no CPU demo, you're encouraged to write and comment about it below. So here's a link for all of you demo sceners who watch the stream, and I know there's a lot of you. How awesome would it be? I'm looking at you, Magic. I'm looking at you, Proton, all you demo sceners out there. This is super, super rad. Boom. The no CPU challenge is now open. It is on like Donkey Kong. And that demo was so good. Do you guys want to see the demo right now? Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just watch it. It's so good. It's crazy, right? It's so good. No CPUs. Winners don't use CPUs. It's just a crazy copper list, right? Chucky Gang, great to see you. But how awesome is that? It's incredible, right? All right, this is super exciting. A week or two ago, we checked out a video about a new Amiga game coming out called The Gate. Indie Retro News gave us the heads up. But this week, it's super exciting. It's no longer just a video. There's now a demo whip available for The Gate. And this is really, really exciting. Neil was looking through the EAB forums to see if any games were worth talking about. He came across The Gate. It's highly inspired by Impossible Mission and Project Firestart. The game, when finished, will have 64 color graphics in EHB mode, a dynamic dialogue system, interactive terminals, puzzles, a huge map, an engaging story, equipable devices, and enemies and bosses, each with their own brain scripts that makes them a bit unpredictable. I need a new brain script when I play a Super Dan game. Oh man. So here's the update. This game is super rad. We can check out the whip, but I've got the demo downloaded and ready to go. I was hoping to do another article on this incredible looking game, but without a computer I couldn't do it. But the developer says this is still a whip. You might find bugs, typos, and something wrong. I tested on Amiberry. My 821 needs a recap. Oh man, we gotta get this guy a recap. We're gonna test it on my real 1200 in a little bit. You need some fast mem to play the game. Chip RAM's too slow. All right, we got fast RAM, no problem. From the workbench, my tests were done on a standard workbench 3.1. The demo should last over 1.5 hours if you explore everything available. That's amazing. Wow. The final game should take about 15 hours to complete, which is probably like 50 hours in Amiga Bill time. Please read the README. This is just the beginning. The rooms you're gonna visit in this demo are small and simple compared to the ones you'll see later in the game. Also, as I mentioned in the README, check everything, read the emails and the documents you find, check the terminals, and take a pen and paper with you. You're an investigator and you need to take notes. This is where you can download the demo right here, The Gate by Fabio Felucci. Dude, it's a really, really cool site, man. The Gate Demo Whip. Let's go, baby. The rooms in this game look really cool as well. It's a detective type game. I totally dig it. It looks like there's lots of neat characters. And the music is absolutely slamming. Listen to that music. It's so good. It's so good. I could just stay on the inventory screen the whole time. That's the problem. All right, also in indie retro news, our main man, JOTD, is at it again. You all know JOTD. He does all those amazing arcade to Amiga conversions. Amazing stuff. Moon Patrol, Pac-Man 500, Ms. Pac-Man 500, Scramble. So many great ones. And now he's working on US Championship Volleyball. An Amiga AGA conversion is in the works by JOTD. You know, the end of summer is near. This weekend is Labor Day weekend in the United States. It's the unofficial end of summer. So seeing the beach there, seeing a little Hawaii, brings a little tear to my face, I'm not gonna lie. JOTD is full steam ahead with another Amiga development, and I just found out via the Amiga community that after finishing his arcade to Amiga conversion of a 1981 game called Lock and Chase by Data East, he's now working on bringing Technos Japan volleyball game called US Championship V'ball over to the Amiga. A 1988 beach volleyball sports, oh god, it's the Beatles. A 1988 beach volleyball sports game that was released for the arcades by Technos Japan Corporation and later ports to the NES and X68000. To coincide with this news, we got some gameplay footage from JOTD. This is alpha. I love the imagery. That looks really cool. That's some good imagery right there. I see. We got sand. Look at that. Boom. Oh, this is gonna be good. JOTD always comes correct, and this looks super, super sweet. Anyway, US Championship V'ball Amiga AGA conversion is in the works. That is really, really great news. I'll tell you what else is great news. I love Mortal Kombat, and Indie Retro News here is teasing. This is a Scorpion Engine game. A Mortal Kombat 2 AGA project for the Amiga via Scorpion Engine is in the works. We were talking about Scorpion Engine a little bit earlier in Mixel's awesome Scorpion Engine articles in Zap Amiga magazine. And Wardner, Retro Rick Wardner, he's done some great work with the Scorpion Engine in the past. He's working on a Mortal Kombat 2 AGA project, a new development that's being created using Iraq's Scorpion Engine. Although this sounds like awesome news, it's still going to be difficult to top the original. However, as one person puts it, the 1993 version is a rock-solid port. This had all the moves apart from the Shang Tsung morphs, and it played great even with one button, possibly my favorite Amiga game back in the day. So Wardner has taken on a really, really big challenge here, because we did have a great version of Mortal Kombat 2. So, but it's cool. It's a cool project to try and push the limits of the Scorpion Engine. It's just an experiment so far. This is running on AGA in the video above. The build already uses 1.5 megabytes of chip RAM. I barely got the animations for one character in yet. OCS ECS requires fast RAM, otherwise it slows down too much. If I was to build this game to a playable demo or a full game, I think the minimum specs would be 2 megabytes of chip and 1 megabyte of fast. Let's see what he's got here. So that, again, he's just playing around. Like, what can I do with the Scorpion engine? It still looks... Alright. It looks pretty rad. It looks pretty rad. It's, you know what? Mad respect to anyone who's like, I know there's already a good Mortal Kombat 2, but I want to learn how to use Scorpion engine. I want to set my standards high. I want to push it to the maximus. So that's cool. That's a cool idea. So we got Mortal Kombat 2 experiments. But anyway, it's a cool idea. I like when people just take initiative and like, hey, let's try something crazy. I appreciate that. Now, ArtState Digital, we talked about him. That's Motion from ArtState. We checked out the Dzikie Smaki #1. And since last week, he's already released 2 more. These are compilations of demos, graphics, and music. This is a beer image. That's just awesome. This is from #2. But yeah, these will both be in the Amiga Bill goodie bag for all my patrons. And in the meantime, if you're not an Amiga Bill patron, I don't know what's wrong with you. I'm just kidding. If you're not an Amiga Bill patron, you can head over to Demo Zoo and download the Dzikie Smack #2 and #3. There's some like really incredible artwork. Look at this one, Stay Strong, by Vassal. Amazing stuff. And I love these compilations. They just kind of take a lot of things that pop up on like the Poet and the Demo Zoo and put them all into one place. It's so good. Maybe we'll check out some of these images in a little while. Death from Above. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh man, that's so cool. I love it. But all these are on the demo compilations from ArtState. He's released 2 more. He's like the JOTD of demo compilations. JOTD shows those alphas, and then like next week he's got a playable demo, and ArtState drops a Dzikie Smack, and then next week, by next week he's already got 2 more out. So that's really, really rad. Also, don't forget, folks, we have jams. Many jams are happening. They are works in progress. They're coming to an end soon. So we got Amiga Jam 2025, the return of the arcade. I know folks are psyched about the Scorpion engine. The idea here is to create an arcade game for the Amiga that never existed. This is by Amiga Cami. Amiga Cami, can you also drop a link to your... She also has a GoFundMe we talked about in last week's Amiga News section. The GoFundMe goes towards the prizes for the jam. But here is a link to the itch.io for the Amiga Jam 2025 Return of the Arcade, hosted by the amazing Amiga Cami. We always have a blast. We have a blast with that one every year. And RJ is a judge sometimes. Glenn is a judge sometimes. The Boat. We have such a good time. Dan from Lemon was a judge this year. It was a really, really good time. So let's say games aren't your thing and tools are. You like your utilities. My man Life School over there from Lemon Amiga, !Lemon in the chat. Go get your fresh squeezed Amiga goodness. He's got an Amiga tool jam going. And yo, I got my money on the Blue Wizard. The Blue Wizard is working on a new email program for the Amiga. It's looking super, super sweet. And of course, I got to go with the member of the Westchester Amiga user group. He's already got my vote. But there's 1 month left. 1 month, 10 days, and 3 hours to join the Amiga Tool Jam. I know Rob Cranley has done some amazing tools for this. I think Rob Smith may have as well. There's always like really, really cool stuff that happens in these jams. So here's a link to the Tools Jam. If you're a programmer and games aren't your thing, you want to, boom, make a tool. There you go. That one's for all you tools out there. And for all you vampires, Phase 101 has got a vampire demo compo going. I'm looking at you, Proton. And the compo will end for Amiga 40 Germany. You know the Vampire team is from Germany, so it's very appropriate that this demo compo is for Amiga 40 Germany. I can't wait to see what they come up with for the Vampire. Copy and paste. Here's the link if you're into the Vampire and a demo scener. Boom, go make a demo for the Vampire. Speaking of Amiga 40 Germany, that is coming up October 17th to 19th in Mönchengladbach, Germany. Is going to be a killer, absolutely killer event. I can't freaking wait. We also got Ami West coming up November 1st and 2nd of 2025 out on the west coast of the USA. A lot of these folks were at Amiga 40 Silicon Valley. They're super, super nice folks. They rock. Oh, Zendar and Captain John Archer will be at Amiga 4 Germany. I can't wait. And maybe we'll go visit our friends up north as well in Canada, the Toronto Pet Users Group. I think they're the longest running user group in history. That's my guess. You know, I think WOG is only second to these guys. They got World of Commodore 2025 coming on December 6th and 7th at the Admiral Inn. I'll be sure to wear my sailor's hat. Oh man, so we got World of Commodore 2025 coming up in December on the 6th and 7th up north, eh? I'm looking at you, Christo. I'm looking at you. Mamma mia, it has never been a better time to be in the Amiga community. There's so much cool stuff happening, so many talented and kind people doing cool projects, having cool events, getting together, hanging out, drinking brewskis. Oh, I need a refill. And yeah, it's just like I said, it's never been a better time to be an Amiga fan. So thank you all so much for watching the Amiga news for this week. Today is my wedding anniversary, so I gotta call it quits early. I got a wife device to get to. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week for another action-packed Amiga news section. Amiga forever.